What's up, guys? If you're planning on using your GI Bill when you get out of active duty, it is important to know that your GI Bill may not cover 100% of tuition and fees. That's why today I'm telling you about the Yellow Ribbon Program. Hey guys, this is Jason with Military Bottom Line, and I am here with this YouTube channel and my podcast to help you guys learn from myself and others through our mistakes and our wins on how to make the most out of a military contract. We're here to help you grow personally, professionally, and financially through just one contract in the military to set you up for a successful future. If that interests you, subscribe to the channel and stick around. Today, we're talking about the Yellow Ribbon Program. I got to admit, I had a lot of misconceptions about how this program worked. I know friends that have gone to schools and say, yeah, they got the Yellow Ribbon Program, so I don't have to pay anything out of pocket. But when I started digging in a little bit deeper, there are some nuances that are worth noting that may still cause you to end up taking some loans out or paying out of pocket, even if the school does have the Yellow Ribbon Program. All right, so basically the Yellow Ribbon Program, in short, was created at the same time the post 9/11 GI Bill was created. It is an agreement between the college or university and the VA to dollar for dollar match the scholarship provided by the school. So if the school offers $10,000 scholarship, the VA will add $10,000 to that. If the school offers to provide the entire difference between the $26,000 and change that the GI Bill will cover and what the school costs, they will split that 50-50, dollar for dollar. Who's eligible for the Yellow Ribbon Program anyways? Basically, anybody who has 100% of the post 9/11 GI Bill benefit is eligible for the Yellow Ribbon Program. This means you've served active duty for 36 months, or you are a Purple Heart recipient, or a Fry Scholarship recipient, or you are a dependent who has had their parents' benefits transferred to you. There are two instances where you're going to want to look into the Yellow Ribbon Program. The first instance is if you are going to a private school. Private schools, most of the time, are going to cost more than $26,000 a year. The second instance is if you are going to a public school, but you are not eligible for the in-state rate. It's important to know that you only have 3 years after you leave active duty to get the in-state tuition rate, regardless of your home of record, regardless of any residency requirement. You have 3 years from the time you leave active duty to get in-state tuition in any state. But if you find yourself waiting longer than 3 years to go to school, that is when you're going to need to use the Yellow Ribbon Program, is when you do not qualify for the in-state rate. So what is the Yellow Ribbon Program exactly? It sounds like it's another education benefit associated with the GI Bill and for veterans, but it's actually not a VA benefit necessarily. It is actually a scholarship provided and offered by the college or university. Most colleges and universities in the country have set up an agreement with the VA to provide these Yellow Ribbon scholarships. And essentially what the Yellow Ribbon does is act as a buffer between that $26,000 per academic year that the GI Bill will cover and whatever the school cost. So some private schools these days are costing like $50,000 to $60,000 a year. So basically that means that you might have a $25,000 to $30,000 gap that the GI Bill is not going to cover. If a school has a Yellow Ribbon Program, they are going to offer to assist, but not necessarily completely cover that difference. So there's two very important things to consider. The first aspect is that just because you're a veteran does not mean you are guaranteed the scholarship. The second aspect is that they won't necessarily cover the entire difference. As far as you not being guaranteed the Yellow Ribbon scholarship, the point is that within a college or university has sub colleges or sub schools. So you could go to Harvard, let's say, which is, I don't know, I'm guessing $50,000-ish a year. And yes, they offer the Yellow Ribbon Program. But within Harvard, they have the School of Business, the School of Medicine. They've got undergraduate and graduate studies. It's broken down into a lot of different categories. Just because you get into Harvard School of Psychology or whatever it is, doesn't mean that it's going to be the same as the Harvard Business School. So the business school may offer 60 scholarships, and the psychology school may offer 10 scholarships. And then within that, the psychology school may offer to make up the entire difference, and the business school may only offer a $10,000 scholarship, which, yes, is then matched by the VA, but you want to make sure that you're going to have complete coverage between the VA and the school. So let me show you on the website a little bit on how to better understand that. In case I kind of screwed that up on how to explain it, let's show you how to find out for sure. So if you take the link in the bio, it's going to take you to this website, this VA education website. Find a yellow ribbon school. Here, you're going to put in a school or college that you're interested in. And for the heck of it, we're just going to put in Harvard University because that's what we already mentioned. Harvard University is in Massachusetts. Notice these two boxes. These two boxes kind of go back to what I was explaining earlier. So the first box only shows schools that provide maximum funding tuition that's left after your post 9/11 GI Bill. If you check that box, that means that you will not owe anything afterwards. If it shows a school after you check that box, that means that school will be completely free for you. The other box only shows schools that provide funding to all eligible students. So if you don't want to compete for this scholarship or you think you're going to be late to the party, then you would check that box. But for the sake of explanation, we're going to move on without checking either box, and I'll hopefully better explain how that works to you. So Harvard University in Massachusetts. All right, so here we have displaying 12 results. All right, so we got Harvard University, Harvard University, Harvard University. Wait a second, these are all the same school. All right, so this is kind of what I was talking about earlier, where you want to pay attention to what school specifically you want to go to. So let's look at this. Harvard University, the degree type, all. So essentially undergraduate and graduate, school or program, public health. So they have programs in the undergraduate and the graduate level in the public health program. So what this means, funding available for all eligible students. So if you are admitted to Harvard University and you apply for the yellow ribbon program, you're going to get it because the funding is available for all eligible students. However, despite all eligible students getting the yellow ribbon program, they're only going to give $10,000 per year to each student. Yes, this means that the VA will then add another $10,000, but that still means you could be shy. That's going to be $46,000 a year between the GI Bill and the yellow ribbon program. That leaves room and opportunity for you to still get stuck with a bill that's sent to you specifically and that you're on the hook for and you're writing a check. Let's go down the line and look at something else. So Harvard University School of Medicine, all. So basically, this is crazy. You could go to Harvard Medical School entirely free. How many spots of funding is available? Everyone. Everyone that is eligible will receive the yellow ribbon program for the School of Medicine at Harvard University. How much does it pay? It pays the entire remaining tuition. That's nuts. So if you're thinking about going to medical school and you want to make sure that you're completely debt-free after you graduate, make sure you're paying attention to this. All right, so for another example, just to give you an idea of what it's going to look like, at University of Southern California, this program, the School of Levine and Young Academy, whatever that is, graduate school, there's only funding for 3 yellow ribbon scholarships, 3 students, and they're only going to get $6,000. So when there's a situation where there's only funding for a set number of students, that means that it's super important for you to be on the ball and apply as soon as possible. You're going to want to get into the school as soon as possible. And then as soon as you're in the school, you want to talk to the VA rep or the VA liaison office who's going to be handling your GI Bill and your VA benefits. And you're going to tell them that you want to apply for the yellow ribbon program. In times like this, where there's only 3 spots or 18 spots, I mean, it's important to act quickly because it would really suck to get into the school that you're super pumped about, thinking you're going to get the yellow ribbon program, and then you sleep on it and you take your time and you lose that opportunity And before you know it, you're slammed with a $10,000 a year charge that you're on the hook for. It's also worth noting that you're only going to apply for the yellow ribbon program at that school once. So when you apply your first year of college after you get out of active duty, once you are awarded the yellow ribbon scholarship, you have that for the remainder of your time in that program. But as soon as you switch schools or switch schools within the university or switch programs within the school, then you might find yourself losing that yellow ribbon scholarship and having to reapply. So really, anytime that you're changing your program, anytime you're changing your school, anytime you're making changes to your academic calendar and your academic plan, you're really going to screw up your VA benefits. And in this case, your yellow ribbon program. All right, guys. So like I said, the yellow ribbon program is an awesome scholarship. Just know it's not a VA benefit. It's a scholarship offered by the school. Know that just because the school offers it does not mean that you're guaranteed it. And it does not mean that it'll cover the entire difference. Check before you apply to the school that it's going to meet your needs. That one, it's going to have enough available slots that you can potentially get it. And if it's competitive, make sure you apply quickly. And two, make sure that's going to cover the entire difference so you don't get surprised by a large bill. In addition to the yellow ribbon scholarship, I always encourage people, regardless of whether or not they are using the GI Bill or using or need the yellow ribbon program, no matter what, I always encourage people to apply for the Pell Grant via the FAFSA site, and also search for private scholarships that you may be eligible for. These scholarships and these grants will ultimately be refunded to you if the school has already been completely paid. Refunded to you means more money in your pocket and a better way to supplement that monthly BAH. All right, guys. So I think that's it for the yellow ribbon program. This is a program that I have actually not used yet, but I just applied to a graduate school. And if I do get in, I will need to use that program. So it's something that I've benefited from doing this homework, and I hope that it's benefited you as you move on and pursue your educational goals. If this video was helpful for you, I'd really appreciate you giving it a thumbs up and letting me know. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, or any feedback, or if you've used it, drop something in the comments so I can see and learn from you, hopefully. But I really appreciate you guys paying attention. I really appreciate you guys stopping by the channel. Don't forget to subscribe on your way out. And if you haven't checked out the podcast, check it out. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy every conversation I had on there, and it's beneficial for anybody that's considering joining the military to anybody who's in the military or even a veteran. If you guys have any questions or need anything specifically, the best way to reach out to me is via Instagram at Military Bottom Line. I will see you guys next time.